This is Mthwakazi Broadcasting Corporation. Inspired to inspire. Mthwakazi Ganda siyabingelela kuMathwakazi Broadcasting Corporation igama nguthulana wakwankala. Namhlanje silethela uhlelo lwethu esiluthanda kakhulu olubizwa the big conversations. Njengenjwayelo ngililethele izikhulumi noma ngithi abahleli noma ngithi abadidiyeli bohlelo olubizwa Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. Isikhwama somnotho wesizwe sikaMthwakazi ngelesi. Sizocela bona ukuthi kube yibona abasholoyo ukuthi kade veleke yini kade kuyabe kukhulunywa ngayo uma kukhulunywa ngeMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. Ngiyalamukela kakhulu bakwethu.
Siyabonga.
Ngizocela ukuthi lizisho ukuthi lingobani. Uzisho ukuthi personal ungubani, then ungubani in relation to i-organization noma ngithi iMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. Angiqale ngize kumama uMangwe.
Salibonani bathwakazi abahle emhlabeni okhishikelele. Okhulumayo umama uMangwenya ngokuzalwa nzalwa eKhezi endaweni yaseBhewulani Sewula ngokuhlala manje ngobulawayo. Ngingomunye wabaholi benhlanganiso iMthwakazi Heritage Fund. Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Baba Pierre.
Salibonani bathwakazi lapho likhona emhlabeni wonke jikelele. Mina ngufina Spiri ngokuzala nzala kobulawayo uNtuthu ziyathunqa. Ngokuhlala kathesi ngiseCanada edolobheni leToronto. Ebandleni lapha ngomunye wabahleli balinhlanganiso iMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund.
Siyabonga kakhulu. Baba seSizwe.
Baba Nkala, ilami ngithanda ukubingelela uzulu wonke kaMthwakazi lo mhlaba wonke jikelele ozabelalele iprogram le yanamuhla. Mina yimi ubaba uThabo Siziba ekhaya Mphumenkayi eSaziyababa. Ngikhulele koBulawayo, ngifunda koBulawayo. Khathesi ngathi mina ngihlaliseke ngilapha eCanada nami eToronto kanye noPhiri. KuMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund ngomunye wabakhokheli abayo linhlanganiso, and I've ngomunye wabasunguli bayo njalo.
Siyazi ke Mthwakazi kaNdaba ukuthi umnotho uyinsika yesizwe. Ngaphandle komnotho isizwe siyantenga singagxili singakhuli. Kodwa ke abafowethu baphakamile bathi siyafisa ukuthi sibe yingxenye yokwakha umnotho wesizwe sikaMthwakazi. Yikho ke sizocela ukuthi lisichazele ukuthi iMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund iyini kahle. Baba Siziba kanqale ngawo.
Ngiyabonga Baba Nkala. Kusho ukuthi ngizaphendula umbuzo lo nginika also i-background of where we are coming from. So i-background of iMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund for abaningi abavele bengazi mina ngingomunye wabaholi njalo benhlanganiso futhi enye kuthiwa i#TheWalk. I#TheWalk inhlanganiso eyasungulwa ngo-2019 ilandela uhambo engalwenzayo mina labafowethu abanye sisuka koBulawayo sisiya Harare sisiya Phenduka sikhamba ngenyawo sihambela lokho abathi ngesilungu i-awareness of cultural diversity, ukuziqhaja ngokuyithi bethu lokuthi nje walking across iZimbabwe yonke from koBulawayo sisiya Harare and back sikhuluma labantu nje mana ukuqhakatheka kobuzwe bethu ngezizwana zethu ezihlukeneyo. So after that kwazofonywa ke i#TheWalk, which i#TheWalk yasisiba inhlanganiso which is member based, which then started ukuthi recruit abantu silama social media channels amaningi lapha abathwakazi abaxoxa khona indaba nje ama social issues amaningi. Kulapho engathi mina i-idea eyokuphatha kwethu you know, ukusungulwa kwesikhwama seSizwe lapho kwavela khona kumphakathi, which is membership, hashtag the walk, when at some point, which was in February 2021, which is umnyaka ophelileyo, sathi nje abantu bexoxa ku one of the social media groups, because of the usual frustrations esihlala sivele sisiba lazo ku community kaMthwakazi, ungananzelela many times and for the past many decades, yonale indaba esikhwama seSizwe, the very idea, idea ebivele ikhulunywa indawo eziningi abantu, you know, kukhona ukuthi and most of the times ibuya kuma conversation ubenkulumeni, you know, ma abantu behlangene, so kule frustration esivelela umphakazi as a collective, as iSizwe, whatever frustration it could be, whether it is abuse of the community as a collective, through our systems that we are faced with or that provide our services to us. Our services are either discriminatory or insufficient. Abantu, you know, you will always hear besithi bona kanti uyazi ukuthi nikhathesi kube you know sisiphatha lindaba, you know, sile sikhwama sethu kumbe sile mali yethu lapho esenelisa khona ukuthi sicuphe khona kumbe lapho esenelisa khona ukuthi lathi sithembele in order to resolve i-problem efana lale. And then so kuzaqalisa ukuthi abantu bathi bona okay, as Chinese mali now again, so kusiba inking thola abantu since sporadically nje just emvukampuzana abantu thola ukuthi engxenye kabazimiselanga ukuthi bachaya imali ezabisenelisa ukuthi ibhekane lohlupho lwakhona. So kwenzeka ke ngoFebruary ukuthi one of those very situations yavela kuSizwe sikaMthwakazi, and it was you know, a viral issue across the social media, you know, in all forms, audio, typing, whatever you call it. And you know, Sakina Tina, one of our social media channels, abantu sebe discuss futhi again yona the issue ukuthi kanti indaba vele bathwaka singabi lento ilathi you know, singabi lathi lesikhwama sethu. Somewhere abantu bakithi bafaka khona izimali kuthi nxa kuvelele izinto ezivelela umphakathi wakithi, not just individuals or a group of people, you know, sithembele khona lathi sikwazi ukuthi you know, either we can prepare and just always have something nje developer i-community yakithi, ngoba isikhwama seSizwe injongo yaso ayisiyo nje kuphela eyokuthi deal nama problems that come to us. In other words, thina sesi-reactor. It's also there to facilitate ongoing generational and development seSizwe sikaMthwakazi. So ifawundwe ke inhlanganiso leyi ngoFebruary 2021, lapho saqala khona ama-logistics to initiate usungulwa kwayo, but kodwa i-recruitment sesenza ama-steps wonke unnecessary in order for us ukuthi sikwanise uku-recruiter, which was putting together all the logistics as far as websites and stuff like that. Kwenzakala ke lokho ngo-April 2021. So we have been existing as a recruiting agency, seSizwe sikaMthwakazi, from April of 2021.
Siyabonga kakhulu Mr. Sizwe. Mama Mangwe, phezu kombuzo ofanayo, siyini isikhwama somnotho weSizwe sikaMthwakazi?
Ngiyabonga babankala. Isikhwama seSizwe sakoMthwakazi kuyisikhwama somnotho esiletha isithunzi sethu njengabantu bakoMthwakazi. Ngoba sizakhumbula ukuthi singabathwakazi siyisizwe silobuyanga obukhulu kakhulu esibuvumayo sonke, obuvunywa nguye wonke umuntu oyinzalo yakoMthwakazi. Kodwa singazi ukuthi ubuyanga lobo esiphakathi kwabo singazikhipha njani phakathi kwabo. So isikhwama seSizwe sakoMthwakazi isikhwama esiyi-foundation yokuthi sizikhiphe kulobo buyanga esilabo siyisizwe sakoMthwakazi, ngoba into ekhona ukuthi singabathwakazi kuma-individual levels ethu si-right, siyaphila ngoba omunye lomunye ulalendlile emzini wakhe, labatwa bakhe, ulomuzi wakhe, ule nkomo zakhe, ule mbuzi, ule ndlu yakhe koBulawayo. But collectively we are bankrupt, okwenza ukuthi siyisizwe sizithole silobuyanga ukuthi asila voice lokuthi size sigcine sibona nganthiwa lokho okwenzeka kithi maybe kwenziwa ngezinye izizwe.
Hayi, kwezwakala kakhulu. Baba Phiri, uma ngingakubuza ngithi inhloso noma injongo yeMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund yini, ungathini baba?
Ngiyabonga babankala. Umbuzo omuhle sibili lo. injongo yethu injongo yesikhwama ukuthi Mthwakazi akwanise ukuzimela regardless ukuthi ungaphi komhlaba ngoba namhlanje abathwakazi were all over the world and ubuya ngalobu busiphethe loba singaphi komhlaba. Doesn't matter abase diaspora kumbe abasekhaya. And abase diaspora abantu abasekhaya bacabanga ukuthi abantu abaku diaspora bangcono. The opposite would be true. Yibo ngabe behlupheka even more ngoba ngabantu abasebenza 2, 3, 4 jobs. So injongo ukuthi thina sizilawule, thina sibe lokwethu esikwanisa ukuthi kulawule, thina sibe lamandla ukuthi senze loba yini under the sun, just like bona laba abantu abasiholayo aba different, ngakhuluma ngama China, ukhulume ngama Juda, ukhulume lo mama okhuluma ngaye usilawula ngomnotho. And laba bantu, what they do is they come to our backyard, bafike bathatha bakuthathayo under our feet, babisela ama profits kibo. Lathi akula njengasehlula to do the same. I problem is ukuthi for the longest time sibona ngani abantu bakithi we've just been thinking see inside the box. Ukuthi yonke into esiyenzayo kufuze siyenze within our confines as a geography. Kodwa let's take a page from kwabanye amanye ezinye izizwe ukuthi zona zenzani. Ama China babuya bathathe babisele kiwo, amakula babuya bathathe babisele kuwo. Lathi kathesi sigcona umhlaba wonke asithatheni asi-investeni, sihlanganise ukuhlanganisayo si-investe loba kungaphi sikhuquluze lathi sibisele kithi. And akula nto engasehlula ngoba vele abanye bakwenza. Let's do the same. And lokho kuzayenza umthwakazi uyazi ukuthi it will broaden isibheke ukuthi lathi sesicabanga njengabanye, lathi sesenza konke okwenziwa ngabanye, ukuthi lathi sizakwanisa ukuthi sizilawule. So at the end of the day ukuthi injongo yethu funa ukuthi sizilawule, we own and control our means, singabe lokhu sicontrola ngabanye abantu abavela kwezinye izizwe.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Ngingazi noma mama Mangwenya kukhona elingafisa ukuthi likungezelele kulokhu baba uPhira sekukhulumile.
Hayi, for now akukho.
Okay, baba seSizwe.
Yeah. Uyazi ngasikhuluma ngokuqhakatheka okwesikhwama seSizwe, ukuqhakatheka komnotho wesizwe sikaMthwakazi. Kaningi sasihlangane labantu bekuza uzwe besithi but then yini kahle kahle ipurpose yesikhwama seSizwe. Sikhuluma ngama investment ukuthi abantu bakaMthwakazi bafaka izimali zabo then babe sebethola ama profits, ama dividends, into ezifana lalezo sokusabelwana ama profit sesidevelopa ke individual njalo njalo. So one of the the task that we have thina as isikhwama seSizwe is to change the way of thinking yabantu bakithi and to change also the way of doing. Ebesikwenza over the past 40 years, over the past 100 years, it has been successful in its own right, but it hasn't been successful in the purpose of ukukhulula isizwe sikaMthwakazi ekuthini sizimele njengoba kuphile chilo ukuthi sizilawule. It is very important. I'll give you an example. For instance, kulama communities even within izizwe zethu azilawulayo right now economically, some ngama religious communities, and then obviously we can talk about izizwe zona ngokwazo. You can talk about ama religious communities anjengabo Sabatha, ama Roma, ama Anglican. These are communities within our own nation, within our own bigger community, where they have their own institutions, where balamasonto abo, balezikolo zabo, balamabhenki abo, oroma bazibabele lizwe labo. And these communities gawungeni kuma institutions abo ungazange uvume ukuthi uzahlabela ingoma yakho. Gawungeni kuma communities abo wenze santando abusing their own people if they can have something to do with it, because they have the financial power to defend their own people. It is the same thing nxa ungaya kuma communities afana lamaJuda, ama-Muslim, ama-China, ama-India, abelungu kulona ilizwe lakithi laseZimbabwe. You don't find khathesi ungakhangela out the window nxa ukobulawayo kuliphi idorobho kumbe imakuswini uzathola ukuthi as thina abansundu thina abathwakazi sikhala ngokuthi abantu kathi ama-RTG lawa indaba esihlupha kangaka kathi ubunzima lobo busestradini singabuqeda njani. These other communities kasizibone zikhala. Why? Is it because bona bakwabo umhlaba bodwa? It is because they are taken care of. They take care of themselves. They found ways as we exist within their own communities to sustain themselves. So, Isikhwama seSizwe is going to be dealing, or ipurpose yaso, it would deal lama issues, not ama individual dividend interests or individual profit interests. Ukuthi uSizwe bangafaka isheleni yakhe $10 yakhe $20 yakhe ekupheleni komnyaka sekhangela ukuthi angathola malini back. Silama organizations amanengi vele ekhathesi that exist within our community which deal with those kind of project programs where uzathola ukuthi kunje kulabo madevelopment this that have that do this program, whether ngiyokugebha imgodi kumbe ngezingadi kube labanye labo ngale, people are in different partnerships that do amazing things within our community. But even within with those existing, when it comes to those to those projects ezenziwa ngabantu bakithi community kaMthwakazi in its different diversities, in its private groups, whether it is through izizwana ngezigaba, or whether it is through individual interest or individual partnerships and joint ventures, those initiatives do not at the end of the day come to the point or have the capacity to own and control and to be responsible for it defense as a collective, meaning seSizwe sethu. And the only defense engikhuluma ngayo lapha lokunakekelwa engikhuluma ngakho lapha ikhona lokho kufana lokuthi khathesi in any country of the world ngeke umthinta umChina and get away with it. Kucomplaina abase-China bona ngwabo ungaka-complain izihlobo zakhe. Ungeke umthinta uMuslim, ungeke umthinta umlungu, ungeke umthinta ubani, because they have a backbone of economy. They have a community that is a central body, a central economic backbone that protects their interests even against other nations. Thina kathesi abantu bakithi bahlukumezekile emazweni amaningi phakathi kwezizwe eziningi, whether kuseGoli abantu bakithi bahlukumezekile, we can talk about that all day, whether kuse-United Kingdom abantu bakithi bahlukumezekile, in any country that you can think of. But there is nothing that is out there esiyithembile as a community ukuthi nxa singathi thina umuntu wakithi uhlukumezekile and we have identified this specific problem that that targets the community in this regard, whether it is an immigration issue, we can actually talk to the to the authorities of that government, or and have them respect something to change it or to address the issue. So that is one side of it. The other side, again, is general development. We don't sing Mthwakazi, we do not have schools. I know what they may find this a controversial statement. Now city asilas polo uchon kwesisikolo sikhona nanzi anomzilikazi nanzi anoluveve high nampano o Milton nampano bani, and then again as you haven't jumped into izikole diaspora that people have access to emazweni abakuwo. Here what I'm talking about is a Chinese child as also okobulawayo right now, or seGwanda or Rongapi, goes to an exclusive school that teaches them their culture, that pays the teachers what is satisfactory for the best education to be provided to that child. Umntwana omlungu is the same thing. That's why not just because but because they are taken care of in their own communities. Lati, we can do the same as a collective, as a community. Right now, while we have an obligation to fix these institutions, whether Ngompilo Hospital, as Ikona Kates, fixing those institutions and leaving it there, which already we have been doing for the past 40 years and maybe beyond. We don't control those institutions because parastatals in many cases that are called public institutions, as well as controller Uhulumende, and Uhulumende who has not done the best for us or in our best interest. So Tina, if we can have our own health facility, we can have our own education institution, agumangalisi because already isabata ilezayo, also within our own communities. So we must own and we must control our own services, our own institutions, and develop our own systems that can be able to make sure we are strong wherever we are and can be defended.
Okay, iti ngubambe lapho kancane ngize kubaba uPhiri. Baba uPhiri. Ngiyezwa inhloso noma ngithi injongo yale organization ukuthi is very broad and ibukeka iqakatheke kakhulu. Isezingeni or ku level engayithi i-governmental or angathi ngawubiza ngithi the public level. So lina njenge organization Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund, uma umuntu engabuza ethi i-authority ne-mandate yokuthi lenze umsebenzi omkhulu kangaka wesizwe lithathaphi?
Ngiyabonga Baba Nkala, very good question. Uyazi nxa ungumthwakazi, anyone ungumthwakazi, and ukuba ngumthwakazi awutshelwa, it's in you. Ligazi elipampa in your veins, yibo ubuthwakazi bakho. Ulelungelo elokuthi usukumise isizwe sakho, ulelungelo lokuthi udefende ubuzwe bakho. It doesn't matter ukuthi sibongo sakho ngesakubani, it doesn't matter ukuthi ijwabu lakho likhangeleka njani, as long as ungumthwakazi you meet that definition and uzazi wena ungatshelwa ngomunye umuntu ukuthi hayi wena ungiso and so. Ulelungelo, akula muntu obhaliweyo esiphaqeni ukuthi ngiyolo lungelo olokwenza ABC, ngoba nxa bekhona abantu abanjalo, hey, umthwakazi uhluphekile for the past over 100 years, they haven't stepped forward. So which yazi umbuzo lo ukuqatha kwa Mr. Nkala ukuthi banengi abakade bekucabanga njengakhona okwendlela obuza ngayo ukuthi sizabe siziyeyisa ezabathwakazi ukuthi kambe mina ngingubani, kulabanye abantu abangcono, kulabanye abalezibongo ezingcono. And you know what, simoshakele isizwe, simoshakele isizwe, kulabanye abantu abazeyisayo but bebona and they probably bekwanisa. So ingcobe ilezi, umthwakazi wherever you are, stand up, ungaziyeyisi. It's probably wena ekhoneni lakho khonapho ngungaphi, ngusesihlahleni somthwiri ngaphansi komthunzi, ngongadala umehluko. So everyone has to step up. Ngoba bona besabe sibathembile ukuthi ba step up, who knows ukuthi banyathelo ngo size 10 ukuthi vele bangaphefumuli, ukuthi vele bangakwanisa ukuthi basukumele, and the probably vele bakhangele thina people at floor shop level ukuthi we stand up. So imandate yukuba umthwakazi, stand up and do something. They say, ask what you can do for your nation, not what Mthwakazi can do for you. So he could abantu everywhere, and he could change the mindset yabantu, and we're trying to let them know abantu, listen, step forward. It's you who's gonna make the difference. Akula muntu ozangenela indaba kaMthwakazi ngoba so interference. And under the sun, United Nations kungavele kungena omunye umuntu ongasiye Mthwakazi, hayi sokusiba yimpi. sokungenela abanye abantu abangavunyelwayo kufuze kube yithi. And for that to sink ebantwini, it takes a while. Ukuthi nxa kuthiwa iproblem yeni Mthwakazi izafixwa yini? Akukhangela ukuthi ngubani ozafix akulabana. Hayi, wena ufuna ukukhomba bani? Ufuna ukukhombela nga? Sukuma, do your part. So lapha namhlanje kulula ngoba esikucelayo ukuthi hayi khipha kuyi$10. Bazi ngesikhathi sempi enkululeko babengakhiphi, babengela option okhipha ama$10, babesiyanikela ngempilo, bengathenjiswanga nothing, bengakwazi ukuthi bazaphenduka kumbe abaphenduki. Yabona, but kodwa thina namhla sile option ukuthi hayi uyakhipha, awusathwala imbhobho, awusayenzini, uyakhipha i$10 yakho, yona leyo ukwanisayo kumbe i$5. Iyawudala umehluko. Babankala abantu abasegoli kuphela, i-diaspora esegoli, ayatsho amaphepha, ukuthi bathumeza over $640 million dollars. Bethumela kithi ekhaya. And ungakhangela in our backyard ukuthi abaningi abantu abasegoli ngabantu abavela kuMthwakazi. And bonke abantu laba bazibiza ukuthi bangabayanga. Kodwa bathumeza $500 million every year. $500 million. And imali yankhona nxa ingena ayibhodi kabili. Ingena isiphuma ingene kwesinye isizwe sama-China, esamakula, esangaphi ngaphi. Thina sele nothing. So we want ukuthi silethe i-ability ukuthi lathi imali yethu njengamaJuda, let it circulate 100 times ibisiphuma after that. And sikwenza njani lokho? Abantu, they should be able to own and control their means. But kathesa sicontrol inikisi, asilala ukuthi silicontrola, yikho kungena ihlingene itshaye phansi ihambe. So sithi asikogele nini yena le imali, sicabanga ukuthi singabayanga, ayisithi bayanga ngitshola kancane. But kodwa yi-mindset, someone ukutshelile ukuthi, or someone ukunika impression ukuthi you are nothing. But guess what? Yes, we are nothing, but it has taken us over 40 years to realize ukuthi for the longest time it will be a political situation. It's an economic situation. It's economical. Ngoba nxa ule mali right, uzakhetha lo muntu ofuza kuhole, la uzazihlola kabili. Uzahamba ihlola umuntu ohlelekileyo aphunga umnika okuyi-cooking oil kumbe athi uyazama ukuthi ambambe, akusoze kusebenza. Bakwanisa ukuthi basilawule ngoba singabayanga, kasila next. So let's change that. Let's change that ukuthi lathi sibe le something. Ukuthi lo obuyayo ezithi uzosilawula akukhathalekile angabe ngumthwakazi, but kodwa igame yakhe la ufuze ibe stepped up. Igame yakhe la bekwazi ukuthi khona lo muntu lwasomntukazana, lo muntu right. So ngithi, what are you bringing? Ngoba konke okunye lokhu right. So i-challenge naleyo ukuthi laba bazasihola babe ngabantu abazicheckayo labo, bazimeasure 2-3 times ukuthi babuye kithi to sell their story. Not nje ukuthi bazabuya nge-11th hour bafike basinike i-cooking oil. Hayi, that has to stop at some point. And the Heritage Fund lay, we are looking at doing that. And awusoze kusehlule babankala ngoba siyakubona. Ngawunika enye example lapha eCanada esikhona lapha eToronto iprovince, ama-teacher, i-pension fund yama-teacher awe-Ontario, i-membership yabo, there are about 300,000 of them, both retired and active teachers. They control over $200 billion in assets all over the world. Abantu abayi 300,000. The population kaMthwakazi ingakanani? We're talking about 5-6 million. Singayidlula ngabantu abayi 300,000. Hi, let's do something. Let's pull up our socks. Sibe ngabantu. And laba abantu beyi-pension fund kulabantu abaningi abantwana nxa bephuma e-university lapha they're dying ukuthi babe ngama-teacher ngoba kule security kulama-benefits uyaretire uyahlonipheka ngoba laba abantu bale mali bahlelekile and ama-contracts abawenzayo amazing contracts build ama-airport ama-highway that we can do the same ngaphi eLondon eDubai it doesn't matter where singazivaleli ebhokisini lethu lakuMthwakazi let's take and maximize the advantage nale eyokuba yi-diaspora namuhla kulabanye abantu abangavunyelwayo ukuthi bafike eNew York but kodwa thina abanye siyavunyelwa. Are we maximizing on that? Looks like not really.
Yeah,
let's maximize on those.
Ngiyabuza ngabongeka kakhulu baba Phiri. Baba Siziba ngibuya kona lo mbuzo engibuze ubaba uPhiri in terms of mandate and authority. Ngicela ukuthi ukuhlanganise nalo omunye umbuzo ukuthi sekubonakele ukuthi kunesiphala senkosi ubulelani Khumalo inganithwa naso senza umsebenzi ofana nowenu uma ungangitshela ukuthi liyasebenzisana nabo uma lingasebenzisani nabo kungani lingasebenzisani nabo.
Okay, unika umbuzo ozizima kakhulu omnandi but unzima. Why ngiza kutsho njalo ukuthi uMthwakazi siyazi kahle ukuthi isizwe sobukhosi isizwe samakhosi isizwe sobukhosi so kuqhakathekile kakhulu ukuba lenkosi koMthwakazi. I-challenge that we have had kusizwe sikaMthwakazi to date for the past 100 years ukuthi akukabi lesikhathi sesifike kuso kwathiwa kule consensus eyenkosi eyi-1 ekaMthwakazi in my knowledge. Right now nxa ngikhangele koMthwakazi kulombango wobukhosi kulamagama amathathu kumbe amane aqanjwayo for another day maybe singawatsho amagama akhona but in a nutshell ubukhosi bukaMthwakazi inkosi kaMthwakazi leso sikhundla sisabangwa namuhla. It is not in my right to say hayi vele sokwaphela konke lokho sokuright sokulenkosi koMthwakazi because in all the different spaces that I am part of mina nginje I've got people abathi thina sikulo abanye bathi thina sikulo abanye bathi thina sikulwayo and bonke labo ngabathwakazi. So how do we thina singumthwakazi take care of isizwe sikaMthwakazi divided njalo whilst the royal family or the royal clan is in the middle of that situation that they have to resolve. Emdenini wabo thina we have taken the decision or made the conscious decision eyokuthi asisoke simendle with the emotions or with the interests of ubukhosi lokuthi inkosi ngubani. Nxa sikhuluma ngesikhwama seSizwe asikubalekeli ukuthi inkosi ikhona njalo iyadingakala and whatever njalo futhi kasikho esimeni sokuthi sithi thina lo kasonkosi kumbe lo inkosi because kasikwazi lokho thina sikwazi ukuthi right now while isindlovu zisilwa utshani buyafa. So thina we are dealing with the common person's issues on the ground right now. I understand ngibuyele kumbuzo wakho ukuthi kule issue eyokuthi ngapha ubukhosini bukabulelani kulesiphala seSizwe. Personally, I haven't been in a position to liaise with them ukuthi ngizwe ukuthi kahle kahle sona simi kuphi kodwa one thing I will tell you ukuthi we are not indifferent. In other words, asidlephani la because there are many people that associate very, very well with isiphala senkosi on the side of ubulelani who are also very well represented and who are also a part and parcel of ukusungulwa komnotho wesizwe esikhuluma ngawo namuhla. Iyo inhlanganiso le today it has over 600 over 560 members we are just approaching 600. And many of those people that have so far fully joined, and you know, we are part of, I mean, you know, I'm with you guys. Who have submitted applications, because you have to submit a registration application. You get qualified just like in any organization, whether it's a Chinese organization, a Jewish organization. In order for them to qualify you, you have to register with them. Tina, right now we have fully registered members of over 560, approaching very close to 600. Our aim is that within a couple of months, we're 2,000, you know, membership, and growing even stronger beyond. So when it comes to amanyama programs that are being done within seSizwe, whether it is through course or anything, Tina, we are friendly to all those programs. As long as you know, any of the programs are either done by us or through us, or to, you know, to disturb one or the other, in other words, to conflict. You know, you know, mention any conflict of interest with Isikhwama seSizwe esikhuluma ngaso thina.
Hayi no, kuyabongeka kakhulu. Maybe mangingabuza nje hayi umbuzo nje olula ukuthi nje kucacele abantu ukuthi oqala i-organization ifonywa nini, okwesibili is it registered, uma i-registered kuphi, okwesithathu i-membership, umuntu uma ufuna ukuba yi-member uthi hayi ngiyawuthanda lo mbono nami ngifuna ukuthi ngibe yi-member, uyenza kanjani umuntu? Ngiyabonga
ngiyabonga. So i-organization Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund ngeke ngasho kuqaleni ukuthi isungulwe ngo-2021 ngo-February, you know, yaqalisa uku-accepta i-membership, ngithi ukwamukela you know, amalunga ngo-April of 2021, which is just about a year ago. Ekuthini sikwenelise senelise ukuthi samukele i-membership or ama-members ku-organization. We had you know, facilitated you know, different systems which included uku-register. Your organization, the Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund, is an organization registered right now in South Africa. Ilama bank accounts or a bank account in South Africa as well, which is one of the accounts or the regional accounts esetshenziswa members when they contribute on a monthly basis. And just a little bit to touch on the contributions. You know, ngithanda ukuthi nxa ngifika ekuthi ngikhulume nge-contribution ngiqakathekise ebantwini ukuthi bakwazi ukuthi asikhulumi ngama-donations, sikhuluma nge-contribution, because kuSikhwama seSizwe, anybody that comes on board and becomes a member as Mthwakazi and decides to contribute towards Isikhwama seSizwe, doing it for iSizwe, what you do for the nation and not what the nation does for you, contribute. We don't want to look at that or to say or to identify that as a donation, because yithi sisakha okwethu. Now sibe sesiba futhi le head offices zethu, i-head offices zethu zise-Canada, where it is also registered with one of the major banks in Canada, which is the main account. Gulapa, when people join Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund, they have an ability to pay through members, through e-membership platforms, website yet, which is a self-serve website. So ngabe bhatala khona laphana izimali channelwa through PayPal systems, kuleyo bank account, which is our main head office bank account. So I guess in a nutshell, ngakutsho ngibese ngithinta kancane i-membership ukuthi yona vele i-membership, how do we accept ukuthi i-registration. I-registration sile ama-forms that are completed on our website. Iwebsite yethu mthwakaziheritage.com. Umuntu nxa ingende ku-mthwakaziheritage.com ulakho ukuthi, you know, walk through the website, uzathola lapho kule join us khona. Ku join us page khona laphana kukhona lapho okufundisa khona mayelana lendlela zokujoyina lezokuqualify into iMthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. When it comes to the financial side of it, silama options amathathu our membership. Kule gold membership, gold premium membership, which is 120 ngomnyaka kanye oyibhadala kanye ithathe umnyaka ibisesiba ngomnyaka wonke umnikelo wakho umnyaka wonke. And then kube sokusiba le silver premium membership. Leyo iyafana nje le gold, only that is silver uyabobhadala on a monthly basis. Ama $10. And then kube sokusiba le couples abantu ababhadala kungumuntu lomyeni wakhe kumbe let's say nje wena lo mfo wakho lo dadweni, as long as there is 2 of you, you constitute a couple. Liyangena ke lapho libhadale to 210 for umnyaka wonke. And then sokusiba le group, which is a group of 5, will calculate to $100 instead of 120. So liyakwanisa ukuthi linikele nge$500 for umnyaka wonke. And then in between those different categories, because esikwenzayo ngokwesizwe, we are not calculating or make a creating a situation that differentiates between when othe mina ngizafaka $1,000 benzafaka $50 ngomnyaka ngoba ngenzela ukuthi iminyaka nxa uphela selikhanta ama dividends lilethe back ngithole more dividends or ngithola ama returns amanengi ku return on investment yami and so forth. Lapha senza okwesizwe. The fact ukuthi sifake ama specific amounts to contribute, it is to be able to manage kuhle isikhwama sethu njalo lokuthi sisukumise ngokushesha oku reasonable uyabona. But otherwise ongenelisiyo and silaba abantu abaningi kakhulu awuthola ukuthi they have been shut out of many different programs ezokusukumisa ngezokudevelop isizwe sakithi, because one will say, ezinye ngezithi kumele likhiphe so much and that's it, or kumele likhiphe so much and that's it. Thina sithi ophakathi laphakathi lo ngaphansi kwalokho esikukhulumileyo lo phambili, you can still contribute what you can, whether ule $5 or ule R100 or ule R50. I-South African account yethu banengi kakhulu abantu who are already contributing, abanye ngama R100, abanye ngama R50, abanye ngama R200 kukuwe. But what is important is, do you understand the ideology? Uyakuzwisisa ukuthi imali yakho uyifakela. And we find that when people understand the ideology and they love it, then they have no problem contributing izimali zabo into these different accounts according to what
ngikubambe lapho baba seZiba. Ngize kuwe baba Pierre. Oh no, umama sebuyile. Angize kini mama. Ngiyabona lapha ama membership abo gold abo silver nani. Ubaba uSizwe kuchazile ukuthi hayi lokhu asikho kokuthi umuntu a benefit as an individual, into yokubenefita abantu beyisizwe. Abantu esikhathini esiningi bajwayele ukuthi bephakamele phezulu uma besizwe ukuthi bazobenefita njengama individuals. So lina malikhuluma nabantu nge-membership libachazela kanjani ukubenza beze bezizwe bekufanele ukuthi beyikhiphe le mali?
Yeah, into eyenza ukuthi abantu be-understand ukuthi khona sichazela abantu ukuthi khona lokho esikwenzayo akusikho ukuthi mina ngingumangwenye umntana uzatholana, but lokho esikwenzayo sisempini yomnotho njengabathwakazi ukuthi sizikhulule thina, kungakhathalekile ukuthi mina ngizatholana, kungakhathalekile ukuthi umntana uzatholana, but injongo kuyikuthi sizikhipha njani phakathi kwalokho kubuya ngesiphakathi kwabo. Into enginanzeleleyo ukuthi wonke umuntu wakomthwakazi usesemqondweni ofanayo ukuthi naye inkinga phambi kwethu, yini esiyenzayo ukuthi sizikhiphe phakathi kwenkinga ekhona. So akunzima kakhulu ukukhuluma labantu bakithi ngoba abantu vele yinto abayilindeleyo, yinto abazimisele ukuyenza, kodwa iyi-one nje into umbuzo abantu abawufunayo yikuthi bafuna ukuba kwazi ukuthi imali yabo lapha abayifaka khona uthembeke kangakanani ukuthi imali yabo ayingeni emlindini wegundwane. Leyo nto yinto abathwakazi abayilindeleyo abayifunayo, abasafuni ukubenefit ezikhwameni zabo. Yes, bakhona abafiwu abafuna ukuthi mina ngizatholani, but most of abathwakazi, ngingathi 90% of abathwakazi esikhuluma labo, into abayifunayo bona sebefuna ukuthi yini into esingazikhipha yona, esingazikhipha phakathi kwalolu dubo siyisizwe. Bengakhathelekile ukuthi bona batholani, but siye ku root cause esenze saba phakathi kwalobu lobu buyangesikibo. So akunzima kibo ukuthi bejoyine becontribute. O abanye la nxa sibatshela ukuthi hayi iaverage siyifake ku$10 a month, bona bathi hayi mina ngiza contribute more than that, ngoba sikufunayo ukuthi isizwe sakomthwakazi labantu bethu bengadluli la isikhona thina today.
Yeah. Njengoba nje ushilo ukuthi abantu bafisa ukwazi ukuthi imali ayiyemlindini.
Yes.
So lina njengenhlangano linamapha ama systems ukuthi li manage ifinance ngokuthembakala.
Yes. Abathwakazi imali ngiyabo. Isikhwama seSizwe ngesabo. Isikhwama asiso se-organization eyafound iMthwakazi Heritage Fund, #TheWalk. Ubaba uPhiruke wathi ukuqaliseni masikhuluma ukuthi sekuyisikhathi manje ukuthi sibe necontrol le-ownership entweni esiyenzayo. Abathwakazi omunye lomunye mayengena kulesi sikhwama seSizwe kufanele abekwazi ukuthi isikhwama lesi asiso sabaholi benhlanganiso abayibo abasungulele lesi sikhwama. Lesi sikhwama ngesakhe. Ukuwa kwalesi sikhwama ukungaphumeleli kwaso i-responsibility yakhe. Ikhona indima ongayidlala ukuthi lesi sikhwama siphumelele. Ukuphumelela kwaso ikhona indima okufanele omunye lomunye ayidlala ukuze isikhwama lesi sibe impumelelo. Lokho kukunikeza ukuthi ube lelungelo lokuthi khona uyazi ukuthi imali yami manje icontribute laphana ingene kusiphi isikhwama, ngiyayibona iya kuphi, ihleli kuphi, ngoba imali yakhe isikhwama sakhe. So esikwenzayo thina njengabaholi besikhwama yikumeka sure ukuthi imali ezifakwa ngabantu, abantu siyabareportela ngemali yabo, ngoba ngiyabo asiyo yabaholi but ngiyabo. Siyabareportela ngayo yonke imali engena esikhwameni. Ama balance ezikhwameni, ama accounts ukuthi ale malini kuyahlala abantu bereportelwe ngemali yabo ukuthi imali khathe siyimali engaka, i-membership khona manje sesilabantu abangaka, okubenza abantu bebe confident ngemali yabo.
Hayi kuhle kakhulu, siyabonga. Baba Phiri, masibheka ubuyanga lobu usukele kakhulu ezweni lapho esikhona esizalulwe khona komthwakazi. So uma lihlanganisa izimali lezi lizozalisela kuphi, lizozandisela kuphi, khona komthwakazi noma kanjani?
Ngiyabonga baba Nkali. So the idea, because namhlanje we have to be smarter. You have to think further than your nose. You have to be creative. You know, izinto ungazazi kulabanye abazaziyo. So thina what we are banking on, sibhenka on umthwakazi wonke ukuthi amongst us kulabathi esibathi ngama-smart cookies, kulabantu abasmart esizabasebenzisa who will step forward. Angibazi today, but kodwa ukuthi siyenze lento siyenze kuhle, thinking smart, ukuthi ngeke sithathe imali esibiza ukuthi i-seed money. I-seed money le echaka ngabantu every month. Lena mali kasifuni ukuthi siqale ngokuinvesta ekhaya. Forgive me there. So what we want ukuthi i-seed money sizayi-investa anywhere under the sun. Ngoba ku-backyard yethu siyakubona, it's not a secret ukuthi kusasa imali iyavuka itshintshile, kusasa imali iyavuka i-newsprint, kusasa kutshintshe lokhu. So ayikho safe, asifuni ukuthi imali itshele phakathi lapha. So umzekelo sentana ukufaka ukuthi onina o-used money siyifaka phandle, abantwana bayo yibo esiba investor ekhaya, ukuthi loba ngaze bavuke be-newsprint kodwa unina uphandle unjengonyoni intshantshaza, uyabe intshantshaza kuphela, uyabe ihlala intshantshaza. That's how we protect ama-investment ethu. Diversify, faka everywhere, ngoba ungafaka komphana ku-one ndawo, ku-one basket, ingatsha. Sesikolekta izimali la collect izimali zabantu, kuthe hayi abantu bathi baligqugquza ukuthi lina yakhanini laphana kule sibhorane kumbe ispaza shop laphana. Hayi, sithi hayi sizayenza nge-order, sizafaka phandle, then ama-benefits, ama-profits angikhona yiwo siwafaka la. Just like ama-China, that's what they do. Ama-Juda, that's what they do. Bonke abantu laba, but kodwa thina, I don't know why it has taken us so long ukuthi let us start that page from them. To protect our money is to put it outside. Okulama systems asebenzayo ukuthi yabona i-bank account yethu lapha ku-registered eCanada, ku-registered eSouth Africa, imali ngacatsha yabotshwa. There's a system that works. Abantu bakubophiswa ngene ejele, but kodwa nxa kwezinye indawo ungasebenzi khona you bribe your way out. But kodwa that should give abantu i-confidence ukuthi you know what, it's safe out there. Imagine ukuthi umuntu ongumthwakazi, how would they be feeling ukuthi batshela ukuthi uyazi ukuthi uyayibona i-chain lana kumbe ngiyama franchise ngamthwakazi ingaphi, ise-Dubai, ba-ona laleyana ese-New Orleans, le Kenya balalokhu. I mean, at that time, ngubani ozabe ukukhangele akuyeyise etokukhangela akubona ungunobhodi. Uzabe ungunobhodi ngenxa yokuthi wena eyakho ihlala itshela ngaphakathi, yikho ukuba ngunobhodi kwakho. But kodwa nxa usuhlakaniphile and you thought further than your nose, waba creative, uza protect okungokwakho, ungazange uqamule umthetho, konke ukwenza legal straight, ngoba sesigcwele umhlaba wonke, si-international, anything we want to do, akusamangalisi, we're all over. So let's maximize on that. Ngiyabonga.
Okay. Hayi, siyabonga kakhulu baba Phiri. Baba Siziwe.
Yeah.
Abantu njengoba lilikhulumile ukuthi sebeqalile ukuthi be-contribute, be-keep izimali zabo. What is the roadmap? Nanko ama-deposits asekhona. Kuzokwenziwani ngalawo ma-deposits noma kuyenziwani njengamanje ngalawo ma-deposits? Ngiyabonga.
Yeah. So okunye ngifuna ukuthi I guess ngikuchaze ucace kuhle ngendlela esi-structure ngayo engithi esimise ngayo uhlelo lolo. We look at ourselves as Mthwakazi as a family. Meaning take yourself wena nkala lemuli yakho ukuthi kusasa lifuna ukuthenga indlu, lenzani ukuthi lithenge leyo ndlu elifuna ukuyithenga kusasa, kumbe livule leyo business elifuna ukuyivula kusasa. You go and work, you save money. Then when you have saved enough money, whether it is just for a down payment so that you can buy your house, you can be able to afford a down payment and then go to a bank, lithenge indlu. Or if you can buy it cash, you buy it cash. So you don't save money and then utilize that money and hope with one day is about gonna foot so that you buy your house. So Tina, we are using the same family concept for Isikhwama seSizwe, where we are saying as Mthwakazi, ama bank accounts la esiwavuleyo khathesi which exist right now lapho abantu abafaka khona izimali. Nxa sisithi ebantwaneni lama piggy banks, avula ama piggy bank. Ngama piggy banks awethu singumphakathi Isikhwama lesi, which is where as a nation we are saying, can we just put money there? Some people will get worried. Bakhona ama economists that get worried. Imali iphongo hlala, indaba lingayijikelela phana ibithengisa imbhida, kuzala mbijana. No, we are not doing that. The only thing we look forward to right now is to figure out how, when we talk to these banks, they don't charge us interest. Ukwenzela ukuthi siluze kuma interest ukuthi basigcinele izimali zethu. But thina at least imali yethu ikhona laphana, meaning ukuthi kwakhona with the least risk. So at the end of the day, singumphakathi with the power of us sinikela esikunikelayo every month. Our aim is that within a 12-month period, or at least probably a 15-month period, also with 12 months, we are looking at between now and the end of the year, sibe raise at least a minimum of 100,000. And looking at the target, which is US dollars, and looking at the way in which we are growing as a membership, we have the potential already to be able to do that. Because people are contributing. Abanye bayangena abakayenelisa ukuthi ba contribute today, amunyathi ngizaqalisa next month, but they are coming on board. We are putting imali le together. Asifuni ukuthi sibe tempted to do what after all we have been doing every time for the past 40 years. Besihlala sibe ngu500 sihlanganisa imali zethu sihle quickly masinya sihle siyethenga siyethenga ispaza shop laphana kumbe sivule okuyi supermarket okuncane laphana siqogelele senze okuncane sikukwanisayo kuthiwa mbijana kuyaze kube right. Isizwe sikaMthwakazi asilambijana, we are too big for that. Tina, what we have to do is we are going to save, we are going to have a target of money. We are looking at $100,000 by the end of this year. When we get to that point, alongside the target of our membership, SLIO for the year, then we can now start to hire those very special people within our community that are not even us, that can facilitate as consultants and as money managers. Some may even be international, because it's not only our own people that will be doing this. But konke lokhu kuzakwenzakala kusenziwa vele ngumphakathi kaMthwakazi, because the first thing before all this money is decided for, Tina, the three of us as we are here, we are not in a capacity or in a position to be empowered with deciding ukuthi izimali zabantu ziyaspendwa ngaphi njani, whatever. They are experts for that. But those experts, who is going to hire them? Who is going to put them together? Tina, we coordinate. We are going to form structures which have not been formed today. Gulama boards, gulama committees, executive committees, subcommittees and stuff like that are still in waiting to be formed. But we are not qualified to form some of those committees yet, because we have to know ukuthi ngubani ongene phakathi kwenhlanganiso before we start throwing bonko onxube labondlovu labosizwe abazithi abathi bayithanda into lesiyenzayo. Next thing, we have no idea who is holding which position, which at the end of the day, whether sesithethe rapist sayifaka ya manage executive committee board yethu kumbe sesithethe isigebenga sangale sitshontshe ngale sabuya sa manager, we are not going to do that. We are learning ourselves over the course of time until we are ready to form those communities, meaning the community itself. Right now, we are almost 600 people in the organization. Of those 600 people, people are very active. There are those that are active financially. There are those that are active as far as equipment is concerned. There are those that are active as far as advice. The developing governing documents that we are coming up with right now, some of them have not even been completed yet. Lawyers, the consultants, the accountants, they are being developed by the community itself. The very members that are in right now, some of them are already carrying those, excerpts and instruments from some of these documents. For us, and that is where we are going.
Okay, so into ezifana ne-constitution alikabina.
Ikhona draft, which is not something that we want to throw to the public, or which is not something that we want, because it is being developed by the community. Osiziba lo mangwenya lo phira basoke bababhali constitution babe sebeyijikela uMthwakazi ukuthi ayilandele valamehlo. These things have to you know, to be, we have, in other words, it must represent Mthwakazi. That means there must be a time when we get to a vote. Right now, what we are looking forward to is we are looking forward to, you know, to our 1,000-member status. When we get to 1,000-member status into this organization, then we are going to hold a general conference. A membership of 1,000 people within our organization, we feel it is a very good population of people who can actually have a reasonable mandate to decide on what in general would work for Mthwakazi as far as many of these you know, concerns you know, are out there. When it comes to how we can manage his money and who gets hired to do what in those fund.
Okay, I know. We are only cool. Ngicabanga ukuthi mebhokwa namhlanje uma singalugqiba lapha lolu hlelo. Kodwa ke angilibuza umbuzo wokugcina. Umbuzo wokugcina ngumbuzo engingalibuzanga wona. Ebelingabe lifisa ukuthi ngabe ngilibuze wona.
Okay.
Ngizoqala ngomangwenya ukuthi uma kunombuzo engingalibuzanga wona kodwa belifisa ukuthi ngabe ngilibuze wona. Ngicela liwuphendule baba Pierre.
Yeah, well, not umbuzo as such, but maybe just a comment nje ukuthi Mthwakazi, please Mthwakazi out there, potential silayo. Potential silayo. You just don't understand power esilayo, but probably we exercise, we're not sure about ourselves, but I am saying, we are saying, come out, do what you can do. Whereas in the farm so whereas ukuthi abanye abantu bayafa le potential yabo. So ufunani ungumthwakazi okuzabhala ku-tombstone yakho, you know, usungasekho ukuthi wenzani emhlabeni lo. Abanye abantu they don't want to try certain things. They don't want to try what, listen, this is something new because the paradigm shift. Tina, in our backyard, we've never done something like this. So was ungena ku stokfela ngo December siyagwabelana izimali. Now we're changing the narrative. Sithi asifake ngo December kula mali egwabelanayo. And la nxa sigwabelana ayibuyi kuwe. That's a change. That's a shift. So all this sikwenza sisithi bantu try something new, try something different, and you never know when uziyisa nguwe ongabuya lezinye izinto ezingasifaka phezulu. So ku-tombstone yakho kasifuni ukuthi kuthiwe lapha here lies Peter, body fully intact, what you know, never took a chance, you know, never gambled, never tried anything, whereas he did everything straight. What a wasted potential. If maybe he tried this and that, where's a local interest mangalisayo, but what a yonke potential is wasted because you never tried anything. Yonke into isolile, yonke into awitambanga. Open kuta nahlala ngkhona apha ngezo kwamkhona. No, come out, hlanganisa amakhanda. Labanye abathwakazi, hlanganiseni, sikhule. Ku-tombstone yakho, kuyebhala ukuthi, okay, here lies gems, you know, broken legs, you know, broken nose. He did everything. Why scuba diver? A life well lived. Because he took the chances, because he got out there and acted, and I waste potentially. So please come out, do whatever you can. You might think it's small, but it's part of the piece, it's part of the puzzle. Come out, Mthwakazi. Let's come out in large numbers. And why did it take us so long? Because we're just second guessing ourselves. Because asihlukananga labanye abantu. Why thina sihlupheka kangaka? Ngiyabonga.
Siyabonga baba seSizwe.
Yeah, hayi nami ngizagcizelela kukhona lokho okukhulunywe not so much of a question, but maybe when I make this comment, just like as Ubabu has made the comments, maybe people can then have some of their questions answered by these comments or closing statements. Isizwe sikaMthwakazi, Babankara, we all agree and know ukuthi sadilizwa ngama companies. Asidilizwanga nguhulumende, uhulumende basidiliza sebesiphiwa ngama companies. Those are the British South Africa company, Indian, British, company, whatever you call it. But those companies were economic companies, economic organizations, as zifana la yona the Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. Those are the companies as zakha umnotho weBritani or Britain as we see it today. When when those young men, because they were boys at the time they formed those companies. Probably right now we are old people. I'm almost beyond 50 now. Or Cecil John Rhodes, when they came and did what they did across Africa, they were much younger. They're probably half my age, but they took over the entire continent, and more so in Southern Africa. Bagwenza, because of a vision that they had, that were Alfred Bate. And their vision was to build what we are talking about today, Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. It was to build a generational wealth for their children, unfortunately at the expense of our children. And unfortunately, that's where we are today. When those guys formed those companies, or British South Africa company, they brought together their communities. They brought together their communities. They made sure the poorest of their communities comes and plays a role where they are funa or gafuni, because uza benefit kusasa. That is the same concept as Kuruma ngai Isikhwama seSizwe la. Amabhunu eSouth Africa, or ABSA, when those people that can go to YouTube, look at how the Boers in South Africa took hold of South Africa, took control of South Africa. Early 1900s, they brought together families exactly in Isikhwama seSizwe. So they say, family by family, akukhitshwe toka kuyi 17 pence ngangaphambanisi. Akukhitshwe muli by muli. Nga ungafuni angikwazi uzanika excuse bani because uza benefita whether uyathanda or awuthandi. And that's where they founded ABSA, and today they control South Africa. British South Africa company today kulabo Rhodes University. Tina okwavela khona imnotho wonke liyana, we are not there in those universities. Kule Rhodes Trust, kulabo Alfred Bate Trust. Those are multi-million to $1 billion business or organizations that have been formed through institutions as fana la yona the Mthwakazi Heritage Investment Fund. Babe khangelele izizwe zabo. So Tina, what we are saying is we are not less intelligent than they. We are also very intelligent, and we are also very smart. If Lo Kulumayo engekho that intelligent, but he is intelligent enough to know what somebody else as a hlangana la kusasa will have the knowledge mina ngingelayo. But mina ngizabe sengiqoqile. Abantu bakaMthwakazi sizabe sesenze thina esikwenelisa. Kusasa uzabuya omunye engxenye nahlabuye labantu abangu 500,000 bathi bangene one time because ule followership ku social media abantu abangu 500,000. But that followership all of a sudden, so kungena uzibani, sebehle bese okay, ngazo ngene all of a sudden yazi kulento okuthiwa ibamboo tree, Chinese bamboo tree liyana. Abathi bona you plant that tree, what happens to it? It does not germinate for an entire 5 years. You have to keep watering it every day. Ungayimisa ukuyithelelela, good luck to you ukuthi ihlume after 5 years. But in a 5th year, iyahluma. And all of a sudden, mzwane ihlumile. It goes crazy. You can stand in Talanjoka, you can, but ngendlela ekhula ngayo to over 90 feet, you can actually almost stand and watch it grow. Because that's how crazy it goes. It grows thereafter. So Tina, right now, siku 5-year period bamboo as a tree. A lot of people look at it like, what are these people doing? Those are to tell you bamboo tree, but we are shy. But was a shokagada in the bamboo tree after 5 years, because services within 30 days, kuyabe sekule nkalakatha ye-forest yazo. So, yikho mina engingakutsho lapha in my closing, but there is so much potential here. We are smart and we are intelligent. And together we can.
Kakhulu hayi kuyabongeka Mr. seSizwe. Mama Mangwenya ithi ngikunikeze ithuba leli ukuthi nawe ubeke amagama okugcina ukuvala.
Okay. Siyabonga kakhulu ubaba uNkazi. Yeah, abaphathi sebetshilo ngibona ngani bakhulume okwanele lama kade enza kusho. One thing yenza itsho nje phambi kwabathwakazi ukuthi there is a purpose siphila kulesi sikhathi esiphila kiso khathesi. Ayikho into eyimistake. Omunye lomunye la ahleli khona. Okwenzeka manje there is a purpose ukuthi lawe ube uphila. Ube ingxenye yale journey ehanjwa manje. Ayikho imistake. So abathwakazi omunye lomunye asicabangeleni abatwa bethu sicabangele isizukulwane esizayo. Ukuthi nxa thina singathatha action today, what is going to happen ebatwaneni bethu? Yikho ngifuna ukukutsho kubathwakazi. Engizathanda ukukutsho ukuthi abathwakazi bangasithinta abafuna ukuzwa ngesikhwama seSizwe sakomthwakazi. Le njongo yesikhwama seSizwe sakomthwakazi sikhona ema-ofisini koBulawayo, number 49 Robert Mugabe Way, between 3rd and 4th Avenues, opposite ama-office Highlanders. Sikhona from Monday to Friday, 8 to 5 p.m. Bangasfonela ku office number abaseZimbabwe +263 292 262354. Ilandline yase-ofisini. Bangasithinta njalo ku Telegram, WhatsApp call, WhatsApp typing ku +263 78 635 9201. Kumele njalo lingasithola ku website yethu www.mthwakaziheritage.com. Siyabonga.
Hayi siyabonga kakhulu. Hayi sibongile kakhulu Mahlabezulu Mthwakazi kaNdaba. Uhlelo oluhle kakhulu. Siyathemba ukuthi njalo masilimema ngokuzayo lizoza lizosichazela ngesikhwama somnotho kaMthwakazi. Sizwe ukuthi uqhubeka kanjani. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Siyabonga.
Lathi siyabonga.
Hayi, lathi sibongile Nkazi.
Sibongile.
Sibongile kubalaleli bonke njalo.
This is Mthwakazi Broadcasting Corporation. Inspired to inspire.